Okay, this is the commitment working. So you're going to need a jar if you're going to do something similar. And again, use your own deity, your own goddess, your own god. Uh, as you know, I work with Santa Muerte. Santa Muerte is not for everyone. You have to get to know Santa Muerte before you ask for favors. So it's important that you bear that in mind. So I've got the client, and um, to cut a long story short, she basically wants to be with someone. She wants him to commit. They have uh, talked about marriage. It got really close to getting married. He's got a few issues, which I won't go into, but one being a family member. I don't want to say too much because it's private, but this has all been put on the petition to the Santa Muerte, and with the Santa Muerte's grace, I'm hoping things will work themselves out. He has a relative that is in the way, so we've petitioned the Santa Muerte to help with the relative and make the relative happy, and so that the relative will, move on. There's someone for him, because the client's target needs to be free, and to live his life with her. So we have to tackle that, and I've petitioned Santa Muerte for that and asked her, with like I said, with her grace, uh, all will be well, hopefully. And I made two little dolls in white because we want to symbolize marriage and all that. So puppets, you could use image candles, you could stick figures, whatever, I like to use things that are similar. I like to make things. It's the name of the game with me. So I've put the photographs' names into the head cavity, and I've blown life into these two dolls, and I'll bind them together on this white plate. That's just confetti I was filling with. Now, also, I should say that online you can obtain their certificate of marriages, and I use these, and I use the divorce petitions a lot in my workings. So basically, all you just put in certificate of marriage and go to images, and it'll bring you up one, print it off, and just fill it in. I filled it in on their behalf. I witnessed it. And it's manifestation. That's what we're drawing something to us. So it's a certificate of marriage. It's saying that they were married, and at the end of the day, this will, this does something on the astral. So if that makes sense to you all. So I'm putting this down first, and then I'm putting a little bit of sugar on top of that. Okay. And I'm going to put the dolls inside that. So I've got the petition as well, and that's all to do with the brother and everything else. I'm just going to place that like so. I'm going to anoint these dolls with a little bit of oil. I have already done so, but a little bit more. I'm going to anoint, increase attraction on hers, just so that he, we don't want anything to, dwindle. So, and we want to keep them communicating. So, communication oil on both dolls. Also, I'm going to put a little bit of powdered eggshell over them, just on this, just to cleanse it a little bit. Powdered eggshell is really good taking off. It's good for protection, taking off witchcraft. You can put that in your bath water. It's very versatile. I use that a lot, actually. Okay. So anyway, have you used a lot of oils already? But you could use, on the dolls, you could use marriage oil. I've used that. Love oil. Look me over oil. Things that, are going to bring about the result you want and fast. So that's some pheromones. Get them attracted to each other always. little bit of control oil, if I can find it, on him. Just to control the mind. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? But this is with the Santa Muerte's grace. So, with all spells, it's with regards to the spirit. We hand it to the spirit. The spirit takes it from us, and that's when manifestation happens. You're going to need a ring. It's just a little gold ring. It's not real gold, but it doesn't matter. It's to symbolize the fact of marriage, the bond, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the little petition, fold it towards me, place it between the dolls, like that. I'm going to tie this around. Okay. So I'm just basically saying, in the name of the Santa Muerte, it is done. You could go on and say that we are married, we are together, everything is physically, spiritually, and emotionally at one. There's no more arguing, there's no more fighting. We are together, and so be it. Okay, so I'm going to place them inside this. Bring it forward. Okay. If you can get some yarn, blue is nice for healing if there's a relationship needs healed, or white is perfect, or string, or whatever you have. So I'm going to bind this, okay? And I do like to use little cross shapes whenever I work with Santa Muerte, because at least I can show her a little bit of the tradition she was venerated in originally, which is Catholicism. As you know, I don't do the Catholic prayers. I have done before in the past, but at the minute I don't do that because it doesn't resonate with me, and she seems fine with that. If I ever think that she's not happy, I will, of course, honor her. It's about her, not me. So, in the name of the Santísima Muerte, this relationship is sealed, secure. They are married, and so be it. So you should have something like that. And visualize as you go along. You can make chants. Now I need to see if I can get this into the correct jar. One moment. Don't want to force it in. I just want to see if it fits. So I had to get a bigger one. So I'm going to pop that in. Okay, should be fine. And you're going to need some honey. So whilst you're doing this, pouring the honey in, it's a good time to visualize the outcome. So we want the two of them to have a nice wedding day. Everything always worked itself out. The family member is now off their back. They can be free to enjoy the rest of their life together. I think that's fine. It may take a bit of time, of course. Manifestation always takes time. If there's issues with regards to, I have to keep saying this, if there's issues with regards to family members, you really need to give it time, because there's things that needs to be sorted out. So it's important to remember that. Not 1 second. Oh, I'm running out of arms. Some cinnamon is always good. Some rush powder, designed to speed things up. A little bit of money, because I always think when couples are starting out, money can be the death of a relationship. It can be the reason for a lot of arguments. So a little bit of shredded money to draw a few bits, it's throwing in a bit of prosperity. It's always good. My Santa Muerte oil, or is it? Again, if you're doing this, use the oils of your choice. You don't need to do what I do. Like I said before, it just so happens that I have all these things at hand. So also protection powder that will protect from any witchcraft that's thrown at the situation. Because at the end of the day, witchcraft is on the rise. There's a lot of folks practicing. It's fashionable now to be a witch, so I've got communication oil and stuff. I don't need to redo that. I'm just looking for my Santa Muerte oil. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put some sugar at the top of that. I don't use a lot of sugar because it has a tendency to crystallize. And I like the jar to remain nice and fluid. A little bit of orris root. Did I put some of that? No, I didn't. Okay. Orris root is good for if someone's a bit stubborn. Orris root will help with that issue. A little bit of catnip. So I've got all the love oils and stuff on the photographs. So just to go over it, I used communication oil, and I did spot the pictures prior to making the dolls. I should say that, because that bit I didn't show. Someday I may show that. So I used marriage oil, love oil, let me see, marriage oil, love oil, commitment, communication, and increased attraction, things like that. And I'm just going to put some rose petals on top of it. And these were my Holy Death rose petals, and I really like to use those because they contain her essence. Because they've been sitting on her altar, and I want to put those at the very top of the jar. Now we're going to push some energy into this. And I do like to blow life into the jar. Just one shake. Okay. We need a white candle. It's going to go on top like so, and I will be burning that down. Probably do a few runs of it. There's many ways you can do commitment spells, but I really like to do it this way. I like to hand make the little dolls. A lot of folks just use the candles, the marriage candles, which are fine and stuff. But I like to actually construct things, even though they might look a bit odd to you. Come on, candle. I want to get this over on the Holy Death's altar. Never leave these candles freestanding. I'm always near the candle, so just be careful if you're going to do this, okay? And I'm going to look at a few cards in one moment. Okay, some cards on the issue. Now, nothing is set in stone. Life can change. So I'm just going to go over these very quickly. Let me see. Okay, so life is a bit difficult at the minute. Stress, anxiety, uphill struggle, Cross mountain indicate that it's all to do with love, the heart in the middle, the man, and the whip is telling me there's something that's upsetting him. There's something that he is beating himself up over. There's something that's causing him stress. It could be obviously the wedding issue, because it's to do with matters of the heart. So there's regret there. That's what that's telling me, my interpretation. So he's almost been a bit immature with regards to the situation around marriage. There's someone in the way. That could be the brother stopping you from becoming married. In fact, it's probably what we already know. It's the brother. Yeah, settling down. There's an issue with settling down to do with someone. There's a third party. I'm not saying it's female. I do think it's the brother is causing this blockage. And there's a money problem or a job problem. And something official. That could be a court, it could be buying a home together, it could be something along those lines. I know it's not making a lot of sense to you now, but I always say down the line it will. Okay. Communication. You and him, you want communication. There's going to be some sort of communication, I believe, from him. That letter tells me there'll be contact, something to do with the issue at hand. I think this is pointing towards the issue with the brother, or usually a dog to me is someone that's very close, a friend, a best friend, but it could also be a family member that's close. And that side beside it tells me that there will be an abrupt ending to that. So I know that we want this person out of the frame, so that could be what that's pointing towards. And then there'll be contact with you. The main thing is just to really, really try your best to be calm about the situation. I understand it's very, very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But please, please, please try your best to just see from his point of view with regards to his family member. And I know you can do things on a small scale and all that with regards to marriage and stuff, but at the end of the day, just bear in mind that his brother is his brother at the end of the day. And yes, we've asked for help with regards to that issue, and we will see what emerges. But in spiritual work, I feel that it's best to do the right thing around family members, especially, if the family member is not a person that is double crossing you and being nasty and stuff, then that calls for heavier witchcraft. But we don't want to bring any harm onto the situation. That's not what you asked me to do anyway. But yes, we can move him on to a happier place. And I've asked the Holy Death if we could please move him on somewhere that he's happy, and he doesn't need to be clinging on to your partner. And also, I don't think it's healthy for him. I don't think it's healthy for your partner. It's not healthy for your relationship. That's why you're here. So, like I said, we have asked the Santa Muerte to bring him what's best for him too. He deserves the best in life as well. So it's important that the brother, I'm saying a lot, but it's important that the brother finds his, feet in life too. If that makes sense. So, yeah, I think things will change. Just a little bit of immaturity not immaturity. Maybe he's being a bit naive, your partner. But anyway, I have some little oracle cards before I finish. So we've got past life relationship. You've known each other before in a past life. I don't know if you believe in that or if you feel that, but I do believe that you've both crossed paths before in lifetimes. I'm a real believer in this. That's why sometimes in life people feel like so familiar to you. It's because I believe previous lifetimes you've walked with them. Forgiving and learning is the next card. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And then we've got romantic feelings. Your feelings are real. You know that anyway. So now healing family issues. So yes, this is pointing towards the brother. That all needs to be healed and worked. It will work itself out. I do believe that will work itself out for the best. So don't give up hope. I know it's hard to, and you want things to happen yesterday and stuff. I understand that, but you can't force situations. You can't force magic. Things will happen in divine time. This divine time is something that cannot be manipulated. There's no way. So it's everything has to fall into place, in a certain way, and it's really, really, really important to try your best to focus on the goal in your mind. See it, believe it, know it will come to you, know everything will happen. Don't let doubt creep in. If doubt creeps in, just stop meditating. But meditate for a few minutes each evening and just send out love to him, and plan out your wedding day in your mind. What's it going to be like? Plan it all out and experience the feelings that go with it, the joy, the excitement, the butterflies in your stomach. Try and experience that, and that really is going to draw the situation a lot closer to you, a lot faster. And the next one is chemistry. There's strong magnetic attraction. And then the last card out was actually wedding. So that's a very, very positive card. It just popped out of the deck and I thought I would read it, of course. So this situation involves marriage. So cards are telling me what I sort of already know, but I do think the family thing needs ironed out. Chill a little bit with regards to the wedding. Go ahead and plan things. There's no harm in that. See in your mind's eye everything falling into place. Know within yourself that it will happen. Don't let doubt creep in. Don't let anxiety creep in. Don't keep going getting readings done from people, because that is not good. I find that if you do spell work, I know it's up to every other client. They're within their own rights to do whatever they want, but this is just a word to the wise that if you have spell work done by someone, say me, and you go out and you get readings done from 10 different readers, that will make you a really anxious person, because every reader will tell you something. I'm sure they'll tell you what you want to hear, number one, and number two, I think that probably you get the ones that tells you what you want to hear, you get the ones that tells you what you don't want to hear, and it's all going to make you really, 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 really upset in the long run, and it's going to put doubt in your mind, and it's going to make this spell work take longer. So to say, if you're getting spell work done, it's advisable not to get readings. I do a few cards at the end of the videos, yes, but I find that it knocks the stuffing out of people. Readers can be very harsh. Some are good, but some can be very harsh and very blunt, and it's disheartening, and you lose the will, with regards to the spell. You lose all confidence you had in the spell because someone said that, oh, he's with someone else, he won't be with you, kind of thing. You don't want to hear that. So I think it's advisable to stay away from readers, but people will do what they want to do. It's just advice. houseofmagick@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, and have a blessed evening.